All right. Let me turn me up a little bit. Yep. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, that's loud. All right, let's go. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Financial Freedom Hour with Louis Bland every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. Here at The Answer, we break down credit, consumer law, business, budgeting, pretty much anything in the financial industry. We are live everywhere. Besides the radio, we're live on all social media. We're live on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So there's going to be a lot of questions coming in. So if I get a little sidetracked, uh, that's the reason why. All right. Shout out to our business of the week, Moms Offie, helping moms win one step at a time. They're mostly on Facebook, and they're located up in Northern California. So, if you're a mom, young mom, military mom, any type of mom that's looking for any type of guidance, any type of help, any type of instructions or anything like that, reach out to Moms Off the Couch. They're there to help you. Also, special thanks to our partner, Restore Funding and Simply Match. So, Restore Funding, they help with business funding, business credit, and all that. So, I partner with them. The owner, Xavier, partnered with him probably late last year. We've done a couple good deals. We've helped a lot of people out so far. So, if you need business credit or anything like that, reach out to Restore Funding, or you can reach out to me and we can, get on the Zoom or get on the call, three-way call with them and get that going. Simply Match. Okay, Simply Match is a company. They partner you with a person that's going to help you co-sign for an apartment, house, car, vehicle, anything like that. So if your credit is a little shot right now or utilization is a little high, you can't get approved for something, reach out to Simply Match. All right, reach out to Simply Match. They will get you right. Simply Match with an I. All right, Simply Match with an I. He said, Luz, you always forget. You got to say Simply Match with an I. All right, Simply Match with an I, simplymatch.com. Okay. And lastly, our one and only sponsor, we are looking for more always. Millennial Staffing Services, your go-to for virtual assistants. I have about dang, how many we got now? Nine virtual assistants with King Credit Services. I got two with another company that I help run. So the if you don't know about virtual assistants, you can literally go on ChatGPT, Google it. But what a virtual assistant is pretty much a person that's going to work from home, right? But they're not always in the States. Okay, so you might get a virtual assistant and a virtual assistant in Brazil or Thailand or something like that. Okay, so the world has changed, you guys. We don't only have to hire people here in the States. Okay, talent is worldwide. All right, all the virtual assistants, they are college educated. They know, speak English really, really well. Almost better than, better than the business owners that they actually work with. So, Millennial Staffing Services, shout out to you guys. Thank you for continuing to sponsor the show. And if you want to be a sponsor, you can just reach out to me actually directly, Lewis at kingcreditservices.com. Lewis at kingcreditservices.com. We'll set up a quick little call. We got a couple different packages. So if you want to sponsor the show, just reach out to us. And also, if you're struggling with credit, you guys know what to do. Kingcreditservices.com. Kingcreditservices.com. We're actually running specials all July. All right, all July. Oh man, we already got a lot of questions coming in over here on TikTok. All right, so see, this is what happens, man. This is always what happens. All right, my TikTok family, they get excited because I usually only go live twice a day during the week. But once I started going live on Saturdays, people are off work and they get to asking their questions. All right, my people over here on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, just give me a second. Let me get through this first segment, and then we'll jump into some Q&A. All right. All right, today's topic, okay? It's a little unorthodox. All right, is credit still worth it in 2025? All right, is credit still worth it in 2025? With buy now, pay later, fintech startups, alternative scoring, and digital lending taking over, does credit still matter? All right, so we're gonna dive into that. I keep it entertaining. Oh man, they over here they going crazy over here on TikTok. All right, you guys, okay. All right, we'll do two questions. All right. What's the highest credit score you've seen? 850, 850 on a FICO 8. Your FICO auto scores, a lot of those go to 900. So I've actually seen a 900 too, FICO auto score. So you guys know there's, that FICO scoring model. That's what lenders are going to look at. But even when you get your FICO score, there's different types of FICO scores that each industry is actually going to use, right? So you can have an 800 FICO 8. You think you're doing good. Then you go to a dealership and they're like, yeah, you got a 680. You're like, wait, what? Because they're using a FICO score, but it's a FICO auto score, which is calculated a little bit differently. If you're going to get a mortgage loan or something, they're going to use a FICO 2, 4, or 5, right? So you're like, wait, I thought I had 800. Well, no, this FICO 2 is a 710. Your FICO 4 is a 740. You're like, so you need to have access to all of your FICO scores, not just that FICO 8, right? And a lot of people don't know that. Okay, so now you know. All right, so if you want to get those FICO scores, you can go to Experian. Make sure to pay I think it's $32.99 or $34.99. I think it's went up a little bit over the last couple of years, man. Experian, y'all need to stop that. All right, you guys are doing a little too much. Okay, in 2018, I think it was $26.99. Now it's $34.99. It's crazy. All right, so Experian, pay the money to get all three. You're going to need it eventually. Another app that we use is My Score IQ. I actually I have a discount code for My Score IQ. So wherever you're watching, you can shoot me a DM if you want My Score IQ. It's very, very, very similar to My FICO and Experian. The only difference is My Score IQ, it's a lot more user friendly, right? And it's tri-merge, meaning you see your Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion all next to each other, right? So that's why people like My Score IQ. So wherever you're watching at, especially on TikTok, just shoot me a DM me the word FICO, or if you're on, wherever you're at, just comment the word FICO or shoot me the word FICO, and I'll send you that link. Okay. All right, we'll do one more. That's a client right here. Can you check my account? I will do that later. Hey, Johnny, we are open. Johnny, we're open for another hour. So yeah, we're open on Saturdays, Johnny. So Johnny's a client. So yeah, you can reach out to us. Anna is available right now. Shoot us a text. All right. Last one before we jump into this. Is Navy Federal personal loan good? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for credit unions. Okay. I'm a huge advocate for credit unions. Okay. I like credit unions because they have money allocated from the state to like give out, not give out, but they're going to be a lot more friendly with those limits, especially on the business side. Those first time auto loans and all that, they're going to be a lot more generous, a lot more gracious. Okay, and with credit unions, especially if you already have an account with them, right? They're going to like look at your actual account, look at your bank statements, look at your activity to see what you're going to get approved for. And they're only going to pull your credit one time, right? So just overall, I really, really love credit unions over like the big banks. Unless you're traveling or something, you do need like a large national bank. You do need a Chase. I would go with Chase over all the other ones if we're going that route. But get your credit union. I'm with San Diego Credit Union. I'm partnered with North Island Credit Union. We have some stuff in the works, so I can't announce it, I don't think. So, but yeah, we got some stuff working with North Island Credit Union too. So, yeah, I love credit unions. All right, you guys, let's jump into this first segment. My people over here on TikTok, I'm gonna get to the questions in a second. We got a couple segments I do need to go over. Are you live on the radio? Yes, this is live. You can also call in too. Yep. You can also call in too. All right, so is good credit still worth it in 2025? All right, so quick evolution of credit since 2020. It has been moving fast. All right, I will say that it has been moving fast. Things have changed. A lot of companies, a lot of different things are moving around. So evolution of credit since 2020. All right, that's only 5 years, man. Time is moving quick. So rise of fintech lenders. All right, they already existed, but it's a little bit different now because they're just a lot more widely known. They got a lot more marketing dollars. They got a lot more clients now. So they're kind of moving the industry around. So fintech lenders would be like Chime, Klarna, Affirm, right? these buy now, pay later, right? You know what the buy now, pay laters are? I don't know if you, I'm not sure, people are going to remember this, but at, what's it called? Kmart. Okay, I remember Kmart and Walmart and I think Target at once upon a time too. They used to do the layaway, the layaway service. That's kind of what a buy now pay later is, right? They just took that model from them. I then put it in the like kind of financial industry. So that's literally what it is. It's literally layaway. You're literally taking a large payment and they're able to break it up into smaller, more digestible payments for you, so you can get that trip you're trying to get or get that product that you're trying to get. Instead of paying the 3,000 up front or 1,500 up front, you're able to break it down into $150 payments over 10 months or something like that. So that's literally all it is. Okay. Alternative data. Okay. This has been really, really, really helpful. So alternative data would be like companies and lenders looking more into your banking activity, your rent payments, right? That's kind of new. Like you weren't able to get your rent reported. You had to have a mortgage to get your rent reported. Right now, you can get rent reporters, rental karma, boom pay. There's a whole bunch of other apps on there. You can even double, triple, and triple up on these apps too, right? So you can, if you have a thin credit profile with not that many years of age, you've been written your place for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You can get that 5 years of age actually put on your credit report, and it's going to help you overall. Okay. So rent payments and subscription data. This one is the subscription data is very, very, very slept on. All right. Very, very slept on because you can get credit for paying your Netflix, okay, for paying your Hulu, right? This is like I said, very slept on, and it's very new and it's very, very accessible, right? So what apps are the best for that? So besides like Experian Boost, you can do it through there, but man, I have that app. It'll come to me in a second. I'll bring it back. But you can get new accounts reported onto your credit report by your subscriptions. Okay, what a time to be alive. All right, and AI powered lending replacing traditional underwriters. This is a I don't know if I'm fully for it or fully against it for a few reasons. All right, the traditional underwriters. I mean, this has been going on for a while now, right? Since the 90s. People don't know that, but they've had some type of form of AI for a long time. Like Siri is a form of AI, honestly. Like when you go apply for something at your bank, right? You fill out the application. There's a form of AI looking at the data points and pretty much saying yes or no. So they've been using this a lot. Now it's a lot better, of course. They have a lot more data points to work with. They take a lot of other things in consideration, but the traditional underwriters is really helpful, especially on the business side. Okay, especially on the business side, you want a traditional underwriter because let's say your business went down 20% from last month, right? Like they can see that. They'll ask you questions. Hey, why this happened? Why this happened? Oh, well, actually, that's due to what's it called? Like Thanksgiving, like the holiday season and all that, right? Holiday season, most businesses except the one that are selling products, right? Home-based businesses and mom and pop businesses and stuff like that. Their revenue goes down, right, during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that because they're getting ready for that stuff. So with a traditional underwriter, you can explain that. Okay? With an AI powered lending, it's hard to explain that, but they kind of built that into the AI powered lending now. So so on the business side, you want a traditional underwriter, in my personal experience, but everything else. Yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Like if you apply for anything online, it's basically the AI powered lending, pretty much approving you or denying you. Okay, and a quick little side note. If you get denied for something, okay, from a traditional underwriter or AI power underwriter or online or whatever it is, if you get denied, that's not the end of it. Okay, two great things come out of that. Okay, two great things come out of that. Number one, you can, well, when you get denied, they give you a denial letter that says exactly why you got denied. So if it says you have a 10 credit profile, go get some more accounts. You don't have that much age, add an authorized user and get some rent reporters, Reno Karma, and get some age, right? The second thing is, oh wait, the first one was that. The second one, damn, what was the second one? I got to come back to that too. But yeah, so when you get denied, they literally tell you why you got denied, right? So that's really, really good. So what's still controlled by traditional FICO models? Mortgages, auto loans, business line of credit, government-backed financing. That's still controlled by all the FICO models. Okay, so yeah. So a quick real life comparison. All right, quick real life comparison. This is a true story too. We literally had two different clients. One client had like a 780, but they only had 2-3 open accounts. All right. The other client had a 660 with strong profile, a lot of open accounts, a lot of age. Okay. The 660 got approved over the 780. All right. The 660 got approved over the 780. So that just lets you know that you're not approved or denied based on your score. You're approved or denied based on your profile. Okay. Based on your profile. So final answer is good credit still worth it in 2025? Final answer is, of course, good credit still matters, but how you build and use it is evolving. A lot of things are a lot more accessible for, it's just a lot more broad, different ways that you can build that profile, build that score. All right. Let me see. Facebook. Can I get a car loan with no credit but strong income? Probably not. All right, probably not. Because if you're going to finance or lease a vehicle, they need something to look at. You don't got no credit, you don't got no accounts. How are they going to know what's going on? Right? But if you got strong income, just go buy a car cash. Right? Strong income. Okay. Depending on what type of car you want, you can get something really, really good. Teslas are going for 2022, 2023. Teslas are going for 15 to 18,000 right now. Right. So that's a really good price for that. Do buy now, pay later programs help my credit? So yes. So this is real new. Afterpay, Affirm, Klarna, they actually report to the credit reporting agencies now. Okay, they actually report to the credit reporting agencies now. So when they first started around, they've been out for a while, but when they first started, people would just default and they would have no consequences. Now it's going to affect your credit score and you're going to get sent to collection. So if you're on the buy now, pay later program, put it on auto pay. Don't stress about it. Put it on auto pay. And if you're going to use those buy now, pay later programs and softwares, choose a payment plan that you can actually afford. Okay, that you can actually afford, right? If you can only afford $40, $50 a month, that's what you have to do. But there is there's pros and cons to everything. Usually the lower your monthly payment, all right, the more interest they're going to charge you over time. All right, so that's something you have to take in consideration. All right. Last one, what do you say? Will rent reporting raise my FICO score? Of course. Yeah. So rent reporting will raise your FICO score because you're literally adding a primary account. A primary account is just an account that you apply for yourself. Okay. You're literally adding a primary account with age, right? So instead of going, asking a friend or family to get on their account as an authorized user, Rental Karma, it could backdate. I've seen Rental Karma backdate 18 years. So you can get an account, get 18 years of age reported onto your credit. That's a layup. All right, that's a layup. If you want some of these easy accounts that I'm talking about, Kovo, Credit Strong, Rental Karma, Rent Reporters, and all these, wherever you're watching now, you can just shoot me a DM. DM the word starter. All right, DM the word starter. Okay, and I'll make sure I'll send that over to you. All right. People are getting mad over here on my TikTok. Okay. Let me see what's going on over here. All right. Black Diamond, a stranger can co-sign for an apartment. I wouldn't recommend that, but yeah, a stranger can co-sign for an apartment. But with Simply Match, what Simply Match does is a little bit different. They do a whole bunch of internal stuff, but pretty much they got like the docs all set up. They got like a little trust set up and stuff like that. So the way they do it is a little bit differently. It's just not finding a guy off the streets. Hey, bro, co-sign for me, man. That's not how it works. All right. Simply Match, they have a whole process. They vet you. They find out everything they need to know, and then they get you partnered up with somebody, and then you're off to the races. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Curve on TikTok. Once my credit repair is in better standing, do you guys encourage or tell me to apply for a car? So what we do is, while your credit is getting fixed, okay, we send you emails and stuff, little educational things, but we don't know exactly what you want unless you communicate with us, unless you're vocal with us, right? Most people, house, car, that's the two big ones. But whatever you're trying to do, yeah, we'll give you information on that. All right, that's a good question. I need real advice. Let's go. Break it down for me, man. Major Tito on TikTok. All right, break it down. Let me see. I have 100K in personal credit. Between my credit cards, what advice do you have? There's no real issue there. So you got 100K available credit. That's great. Don't max things out. Don't overuse it. Don't spend more than you have in your bank account. I didn't really see the question in there. Man, that was a lot of build up for nothing, man. Come on, Major. What's going on? All right, Alfredo Meja 674 on TikTok. What's up, man? My score went up 64 points overnight. Why? That's usually due to your utilization going down. That's probably what happened. So you got 2 dates, right? You got your payment date, which with your credit card, you got your payment date. That's when your minimum payment is due. You got your statement date. That's when the balance gets reported to the credit reporting agency. So I'm guessing, June, you spent a little money, utilization went up a little bit. You probably paid it off at the end of June. So now it's reflecting now. All right, so that's good. 64 points. That's a nice little jump, man. Mr. Sarna is 100K business trade line. Is 100K business trade line is an auto primary. Yeah, you can get an auto primary, but okay. Let me pin this one actually, because this is actually kind of important. If we're diving into the business side, you have to be really, really careful on what people are selling online when it comes to, especially on the business side, business trade lines, because it can get a little confusing and people don't explain thoroughly, right? That's why I kind of over explain everything when it comes to, the questions people ask. A business trade, okay, getting a auto business trade line for 100K, it's going to be a closed account. Okay, so what those trade line suppliers doing? All they're going to do is they're going to attach a paid off vehicle. You're going to attach it to your EIN. Okay, so the account's going to be on there, but it's not going to be an open account, right? It's a little tricky, man. So you got to kind of be careful. But that would help you get a vehicle in the future because, if I'm an auto lender, all right, and I see that you paid off a 100K vehicle in the past, I know that you can handle at least a 100K car, right? So, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. All right. Oh man, are we just doing Q&A now? Did y'all just take over my life? All right, that's good. All right, let's go. Brian on TikTok, is TransUnion going to be higher score than Equifax? Depends. All right, depends, Brian, because all of your scores are going to be a little different because you usually have a different amount of accounts reporting to each credit reporting agency. So, example, let's say you got 20 accounts on Experian and 2 accounts on Equifax. Of course, the score is going to be different right? There's so many different data points. There's so many different statement dates. There's so many different accounts to act that are reporting to that credit reporting agency. So that's why your scores are always different. You usually have a different amount of accounts reporting to each credit reporting agency. Got you. Oh, they coming in rapid fire. Let's go. All right. Job B, how to build a profile. Step one, you're on TikTok, Job B. Okay. So go to my TikTok page. The second pinned video, it literally says how to build a profile. Click it, follow the steps. It's free. You're going to get a Google Doc. All right. That Google Doc gets downloaded probably, last time we checked, it was around 48 to 50 times per day. It's free. All right, that Google Doc's going to have some easy accounts, some starter accounts, some of those ones we talked about earlier. Okay, that's how you do it. Boom, easy work. All right, let's go. WNG. Do you have a phone number of a person to call from your service? Of course, you can reach out 844-689-0199. 844-689-0199. You can text the word King to that number, and you'll get a quick response and set up your consultation and all that stuff. All right, 844-689-0199. All right, let's go. Let's keep it going. Esteban Martinez, late payments. We go over late payments so much during the week, Esteban. So tune in 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Pacific time on TikTok, and we go over late payments all the time. If you want some hands-on training right now with late payments, go to my link tree. Right, my link tree is in my TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it is. Go to my link tree and click Join School Community. All right, Join School Community. It's a brand new group teaching people how to fix their own credit, teaching people how to sue debt collectors, teaching people how to sue credit report agencies. Okay, and it's very, very reduced price right now, only $17. Man, get you in the door. My people that's been following me for a while, you know, I try to make things very, very, very accessible. Okay. Some of my mentors, they I probably shouldn't be saying this on the live radio, but it is what it is. All right. They're telling me, they're like, Lewis, great knowledge, very informative and everything. You have a lot of clients and stuff. It's time for you to start increasing your prices, which I understand to a certain extent, but like the groups, the DIY packages, those are very affordable. I just want those to be at a certain price point. So, when you click it, I don't want you to go, oh, whoa, that's a little expensive. I don't want that to happen. I want you to say, wow, this is very, very, very affordable for all the information that you're getting. All right. So we do have some premium packages and stuff like that, but with the DIY, the groups where we teach you how to fix credit, all that stuff, all the free stuff that we give out on my link tree and all that, go take advantage of that. All right. And I do that because when I first got started in credit in 2018, it was a much different landscape. Okay. There was nowhere where you can go and get this type of information for free. I'm telling you, it was nowhere to be found. You had to pay to play. And I paid for many mentorships, $50 mentorships, $1,000 mentorships, $3,000 mentorships. And I'll tell you right now, I probably got one good nugget, one good piece of information from each of those. So, I said, once I got good at this stuff, once my company got up and running, once we got to a certain amount of clients, I wanted to do it a little differently, right? So that's why you're overloaded with knowledge, you're overloaded with education. And then if you want to take it to the next level, reach out to us. We always got something more for you. But yeah, that's why I kind of do it the way we do it. All right. Ren, how long does a dispute normally take to resolve? So when you're disputing, you want to use actual mail. All right. I know online might seem a little quicker, but that's how they reel you in. Okay. Because if you do it online, okay, let's say you're using Experian. All right. You're going to use Experian's online platform to tell Experian something that Experian is doing wrong. So you're going to use their platform to tell them that they're doing something wrong. No, we don't want to do that. That's why error messages be popping up when you send stuff. You'll send something and not get a response, and they say we never got anything from it. Like all kind of stuff happens. You want to use actual mail, okay? So you got you a paper trail. This comes in handy, especially when we're going to, if we're going to sue Experian, if we're going to do something like that later down the road. All right. And I know sue sounds, crazy. It's not like Harvey Specter. All right. This is not Suits. Okay. When we, it's more like it's not even traffic court. All right. It's very different. Very, very different. When you find something wrong, you find a violation, and you send the, their attorneys the stuff. A lot of times they'll shoot you a phone call, shoot you an email. It'll get settled out quick. Like they don't. It's a lot different. So I know that sue word kind of scares some people. But yeah, it's not really that serious. How do I sign up? Here you go. Let me put this up for you. Yeah, you can click that right there here on TikTok and everywhere else. Shoot me a DM. Yeah, just DM me the word King, and then after this live, I'll reach out to everybody and get everybody good and signed up. Consultations, how much they cost? $100. Our consultations are free. Yeah. We will look at your credit for free. All right. Once you schedule a call, you get a welcome text. You get a second text saying, "Hey, get your credit report here." We give you the link. You click it. Get your credit report. You send us over the report via PDF, or send us over the login information. Okay. Login information is much better. All right. Send us over the login information. We get your credit report. We get on there. We mark it up. All right. So we're prepared for your consultation. That's why people are confused sometimes when they schedule a call and they jump on a consultation with us, because they're like, hey, this consultation only took 10 minutes. It's like, yeah, we don't do a qualifying call, intro call, sales call, closing call, onboard. We don't do all that. All that's one call. Okay. We're trying to simplify this as much as possible. We're trying to make it as user-friendly as possible. All right. Let me see. All right, let me check. My people live on the radio. Thanks for thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. You guys can also reach out to me also. All right, here we go. On Instagram. Desde Colombia, no entiendo este, pero hola. I know a little bit of Spanish, but not that much. All right, so Montine, you can shoot me a DM, and I'll try to translate that later on. yeah, my Spanish ain't up to par for all that. Ortiz, if you have an account in a collection agency, rent debt to be specific, then it reaches its statute of limitation, meaning it's going to fall off your credit. Does it raise your credit score? Sometimes it does. Like when an account falls off, a collection falls off, sometimes it does raise your score, but a lot of times it doesn't. Sometimes your score drops, right? But that's not the point. You want that negative account off your credit report, because with that collection on there, you're getting denied, auto denied for a lot of stuff. All right. So a person with a 700 with a collection might get denied, but a person with a 700 with no collection, they're probably going to get approved, right? Just from that negative account. So when it comes to collections and late payments and charge-offs and repos and bankruptcies and evictions, we want that account off, because that's getting you auto denied. All right. That's getting you auto denied. All right. From my knowledge, disputes take up to 30 to 45 days. Correct, Ortiz. Correct. All right. Let me scroll back up. Over here. He's answering questions nobody asked and talking about nothing. None of this is useful information. Thank you for that. Lost? His name is Lost. But he follows me. All right. I'm gonna block you later, man. Block you later. There's no haters allowed on my chat. Everyone knows that. We keep it positive over here. Ren, I'm fixing my credit with your company, so I'm just patiently waiting for results. Let's go. Let's get it. What does it mean when someone does a credit sweep? Great question. All right, great question. I've been tackling this head on lately. because I'm tired of people getting taken advantage of. So if they use the word credit sweep, okay, 99.999% of the time, it's fraud. Let me say that again. If they use the word credit sweep, 99.999% of the time, it is fraud. It is fraud because the way they are doing it. All right. What they do is they claim identity theft. Okay. They claim identity theft on accounts that are actually yours. Okay. That is fraud. Okay. That is fraud. All right. They're claiming identity thefts on accounts that are actually yours. This is fraud. All right. Um, yeah, that's the short answer. Okay. Uh, 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 um. Okay. All right, TikTok. I'm going back. I'm going back to my stuff over here. All right, so let's jump into it. We're on the roll, man. Time is flying by. We got about 15 more minutes. All right, let's jump into section. Actually, let's do this. Let's do a quick commercial, real quick.
King Credit Services.
Big shout out to King Credit.
King Credit Services.
King Credit Services.
Shout out to King Credit Services.
King Credit Services, man.
Here at King Credit Services, we believe in changing lives, just like the clients you've seen. With over 150 five-star reviews, we've helped countless people take control of their financial future. Our expert team works to remove inaccurate, outdated, and unverifiable items from your credit report, boosting your score the right way. You'll get a personalized strategy, real results, and a clear path to better credit. Don't let bad credit hold you back. Take the first step today. Schedule your free consultation now.
All right, we are back. We are back. Let me take this background off of TikTok so people can see where we're at. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're live on the radio. All right, for the people that's just tuning in, welcome. I'm Louis Bland, the host of Financial Freedom Hour here at The Answer every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. We've only gotten through one segment so far, you guys. I've been doing a lot of Q&A. I kind of want to keep the Q&A going now because people are actually asking a lot of good questions. Lane credit. So everything I showed in the background, all right, the green screens, those are all client results. All right, so, keep the negativity to yourself, please. Let's get it. Best way to raise your credit score. Depends on what's on your profile. If we're talking about, just adding positive accounts, paying utilization down, that's easy. Okay. Now, if we're talking about collections, late payments, charge-off, evictions, all that good stuff, then it's going to take a little bit of time. So which avenue are we talking about? All right, which avenue are we talking about? Naquan, Minty, what's going on, man? Yeah, we're on the radio. We're live on the radio. Okay. All right, let me scroll back up here. Let me see what else they got. How can you have different scores? Because there are different credit reporting agencies. There's different type of FICO scores. Different type of credit scores. There's Vantage scores, Vantage 3.0, Vantage 4.0. There's FICO scores, FICO 2, 4, 5, 8, FICO auto scores. Okay. So it all depends on which score the lender wants. Okay. That's what we need to be asking instead. Okay. That's what we need to be asking. Which credit score does the lender want? All right. If the lender uses a FICO 5, that's what you need to be using. All right. If they want a FICO 8, you got to have that available. So you need to be asking which credit score, right, or which FICO score is the lender using. All right. This dude, if I have any moderators in the chat, please block this guy, Lost. Y'all know I don't like the negativity, man. Y'all know I hate the negativity. This guy right here, if I got any moderators in the chat, block him, please. Thank you. Let's go. How do you add a positive account? God's child on TikTok. That's a great question. So all you do is, all right, watch that second pinned video on my TikTok page. Everybody else, it's pinned everywhere, actually. It's actually pinned everywhere. It says how to build a credit score. You're going to go on there. I got some easy accounts on there. You're going to get no hard inquiries with those accounts either, right? So you can go add you 5 to 9 positive accounts with no hard inquiries, all right? No hard inquiries. So that's all you want to do, right? If you want to go the Linktree route, go to my Linktree and click starter accounts and credit builders. Easy work. Really, really easy. How do you sign up? Shoot me a DM. Go to kingcreditservices.com. You can shoot me a text at 844-689-0199. That all works for me. All right, all works for me. And we're open for another 15 minutes, okay? But I'll be, even though we're closed, I still answer questions and, all that stuff. Having to be a business owner, you have to you got to go above and beyond. He said, how do you remove repos? All right, that's a great, great question. Don Dada on TikTok. So when it comes to repos, there's a couple different ways. We'll do 2 ways to remove repos. All right. First way is how we do it now. We literally treat a repo kind of like a charge off. All right. We're getting your credit report. We're finding an inaccuracy. When we dispute that inaccuracy with the credit reporting agencies, aka Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, or credit bureaus, when we dispute that inaccuracy with them, how they respond is the important part. Okay, how they respond is the important part. Okay, so hey, Capital One Auto Finance, this balance is incorrect, something, right? When we dispute with Experian, the way they respond, that's the important part. If they send a stall tactic, violation. If they verify the account and then we ask them, hey, how do you guys verify this account? And they don't tell us, violation. If they take too long to respond, violation. If they don't properly update the credit report, violation, right? The violations are the important part. Once you get a violation, we can sue. Quick, okay? I'm not going to go all the ins and outs about suing and all that, but if you want to know how to sue, join my school community. All right, school with a K. School.com/KingCredit. All right, school.com/KingCredit. Okay. The second way to remove repos is the old way we used to do it. A little more, takes a little bit more time, but so what you have to do is you get your credit report, of course. Okay. When they repo your car, right, about after like 30 days, they usually sell it in the auction, right? When they sell it in the auction, okay, Big John, what's going on, man? Let's go. When they sell it in the auction, there's a portion of that gets sent to the original creditor or to the lender. All right, so let me break it down. Let's say you got a car for 20K. All right, caught COVID, something happened, lost your job, whatever happened, okay? The car was 20K, it got repoed. All right, they sell it in the auction for 15K, okay? But 20K is still reporting on your credit report. That's inaccurate because 20 minus 15 is 5, right? So that credit report should have been updated from 20K to 5K. A lot of times they don't do that. That's the inaccuracy we need to start disputing. To take it a step further, you can reach out to the auction company or to the repo company, right? Tell them your name, VIN number, and this works. You can tell them, hey, I need it for insurance or I need it for a lawsuit, right? You want the bill of sale, okay, or the receipt, something that shows you how much they sold that car for. All right. Once we get that, then we're able to dispute and get that repo removed. If you want the repo sauce, you want to do all this stuff yourself, go to my link tree, click kingcreditbundle.com, or you can go to kingcreditbundle.com also. Kingcreditbundle.com. You get my DIY pack. Very, very, very affordable. All right, $30. Okay. You can fix your financial future for $30 one time. All right. You're not going to find that type of info for that cheap, man. It's not going to happen. All right. God's child on TikTok. When experiencing a stalk letter, do they send you guys a copy too? No. So if you're working with us and a credit reporting agency sends you a stall tactic, you just have to take a picture of it and upload it to your client portal, and so we can have it. Okay. All right, that's a great question. All right, let me go over here on Instagram. All right, Ortiz, who updates the rentals? Is the original creditor or is it the collection agency? If the debt is already sold or transferred to the collection agency is responsible for that. Okay, that's a good question. And after an eviction and the court gives you a judgment with prejudice, how does it go? Whoa, whoa, whoa. After an eviction, and the court gives you a judgment. So, was it? What was the outcome of the judgment? Like, did you lose? Did you win? Like, what happened? I need some more information on that for me to give you the proper response. All right. He said this is a whole new level of motivation. Mentee, man, what's going on? What about late payments? Well, we go over late payments during the week on my live. If you want to talk about late payments right now, just go hit the link in my bio and go to school with a K, right? School.com/King Credit. And then, yeah, all the late payment stuff is on there. All right. So I only got a couple more minutes, you guys. I do want to finish it off. Let's try to do segment 2. All right, segment 2 is just credit strategies, how to future-proof your credit profile. I do kind of want to end it with this. Okay. All right, we can end it with this. So I just want to give you guys a couple apps that you can easily use to build that profile without too many hard inquiries. So I talked about this a little bit earlier. I used to be very, very, very against Experian Boost, but now, you know what? It is what it is. If you want to use Experian Boost, you go ahead and do it. You can add your utilities, your streaming, and you can get credit for all that stuff. The downside to that, all right, and I still stand by this, is you are giving Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion a lot more access to your other accounts. Okay, so if you have Experian Boost and you happen to default on an account, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get that account removed, okay, because they can see what's going on. All right, so they're going to have proof and documentation. So, yeah, take that as you will, right? You can get some easy points with Experian Boost, but you got to be careful. Rent Reporters, Rental Karma, Kobo, Credit Strong Self, you can get rent reported through that way too. Rent reporting apps or layups, you guys take advantage of them. Secure cards are great. I wasn't a huge advocate of secure cards, honestly, but now secure cards aren't too bad. All right, secure cards aren't too bad. Secure card is just like a regular credit card, but you have to put some money on it to actually use it. So let's say you want a $500 secure card, you put $500 down, and that's your available credit. Okay. I kind of like secure cards a little bit more now because you can, let's say you get a $500 secure card. All right. If you're going the secure card route, make sure that secured card is going to be able to upgrade to a unsecured card. All right. You just don't want some secure card from some random company, right? That's not going to upgrade. Get you a secure card from Capital One, Discover, something that's going to upgrade, right? And let's say you get a $500 limit. Okay. Let's say each month you add $200-$300 on there, right? For the next 6 months. So that $500 limit then turn to a $5,000 limit. And then when it upgrades, that $5,000 is going to be your new credit limit for your unsecured card, right? So that's why I've been liking secure cards. All right, that was some bars right there. All right, man. Yeah, for closing, make sure you follow me at King Credit Services on all social media for more financial tips. The website financialfreedomhour.com is up. All right, so you guys can check that out. Also, Financial Freedom Hour podcast is out everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music. We're starting to get some good reviews. We're starting to get some motion going on. So appreciate you guys for that. So all the live sessions are broken down into the podcast. All right. So if you missed the show or something like that, you can go check that out. we got a bunch of shows up already. So go binge those, right? You're going on a you're going on a trip, field trip, something like that, camping trip. Go ahead and put on that financial freedom hour and learn a little something. All right. Again, if you need help with credit, you need help with credit, budgeting, business funding, reach out. And yeah, lastly, if you want to sponsor the show, we need more sponsors. Or you can reach out to me directly, Lewis at kingcreditservices.com. Solar companies, real estate agents, credit card companies, reach out to us. We got a huge following, probably almost 250K followers across all social media platforms. So really, really, really good promotion. All right. Again, thank you guys for listening. I'm Lewis, the host of Financial Freedom Hour here at The Answer from 1 to 2 p.m. every Saturday. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.